I want to take care of the gut first, no matter what.
Gotcha.
And it's such a short amount of time. It's not 6 months anymore. It's 30 days. You could strip it down and rebuild it, with proper food, as long as they're following the nutrition as well. These things work synergistically, and that's what I found all my years of practicing, nutrition and wellness, that it's putting together all these pieces, with the different RNA, DNA factors and the herbalomics, I believe you refer to them as, and all these, how you have these synergistic products. It's different. It's like I said, if it took me 6 months to heal a digestive tract before with very good nutrition and supplement lines, how is it that I could cut it in half? And I think that's when we start weaving these things in. It just makes such a difference when you got the wellness piece, you have the right supplements down. And I'm in New York, and as an alternative medicine practitioner, I can't test anything. I mean, I can't even order Viome anymore. They just cut that off in New York. There's literally, you can't touch anything in New York. It's really tough. And I've been able to build my practice on, look, you've been diagnosed with this. These are your symptoms. Let me take care of them. And it's working. I mean, it's working at a high percentage. And realistically, what I did with the product line to learn it, Dr. Williams, I believe from California. I mean, the videos were a little bit long, but he goes through the whole line. I like that. It just gave me this overview. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't realize you have stuff for that. I didn't realize, And then what I did is I just took the product catalog, and I've been reading through it, literally. I'm almost done with it. I actually read it, but I'm just about done with it. I think I got like a page. You read the whole thing, and it took me longer than I should have to do that. And then what I did is I got all the one sheets. I have 51 of them. So the one sheet product list, and I made them all into one PDF, and I printed them. So I'm just going to start reading them. And a lot of the stuff that you're putting out on Facebook, I've been watching those videos, and I'm learning more and more. I just watch when I'm, pain and muscle atrophy. There's so many other things as well. But I mean, once you get that base down, then you start looking at these other protocols that practitioners are doing and using successfully. It's it's easier than you think.
Welcome, everyone. I have the privilege today to introduce you to Dr. Jack Kunkel out in New York. Dr. Jack Kunkel has his PhD in natural medicine and is an applied clinical nutritionist. So he's willing to actually address a wellness portal today. We're going to talk about protocols he's been able to incorporate with systemic formulas. He'll be able to help you find out how to connect the dots easier with different products. First thing, I mean, if you want to address, there's a wellness portal, which I'm fascinated with, that I think we should touch on here first.
Yeah, great. I mean, I appreciate it. We'll talk. I guess we probably should start with the wellness portal, then we could wrap around to systemic, and kind of see how they merge together. And I've always been so I own a corporate wellness business. And I got I'm a board certified alternative medicine doctor, but we're talking, this has been 6 months. Okay. So this is new, this is new for me.
Wow.
So when I a product line like Systemic that works so much quicker than the other brands, and I've used supplements for many years in my practice with mainly nutrition and wellness. But coming back to that, what I found was a huge gap. And I'm working a lot with local practitioners, doctors, nurse practitioners, a lot of the Western practitioners are finding that, the results really, they aren't getting it anymore without proper education. And so years ago, I developed different challenges for businesses. So when I say I own a corporate wellness business, businesses hire me, and then I put them through a range of different things, whether it's, they call it a health risk assessment. So we get a snapshot of all the employees and their health concerns. And then, from there, I do a lot of speaking, and I have a wellness portal, and I built this wellness portal over around about 8-9 years now. And I keep building challenges, and challenges are things that will take employees in week 1 and build them all the way up until week 6. So what I found, this works really well. for companies. But if somebody as an individual wanted to buy it, it doesn't work as well as a challenge. So what we did is we switched the format a little bit, changed the way we deliver it, where a lot of the stuff comes via email, and then you log into the portal where you have all this information. What the wellness does is it's 6 weeks. And, within this 6 weeks, we first touch on, how do you eat better? And we give them a lot of different resources. There's recipes, there's how-to guides, but we wanted to make everything simple for people. So one's an acceleration program, one's a detox program, one's a 5-day meal breakdown. And this is kind of a popular one, whether you eat 3, 4, or 5 meals, whether you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian, the recipes are directly in there. We have suggested food lists. So we try to make it easy for people. Once a week, there's a main video. It's like, people have the attention span of nothing nowadays. So my videos were like 30 minutes, and now they're like 2 minutes, and you're done. And then every day, what we do is we give them goals for the week. You download a little sheet. It'll say, hey, this week is eat cleaner. This is what you're doing. Here's the resources. Here's the extra videos if you want to watch them. Every day they get an email with a short video, and I'm literally acting like a fool in these videos for 30 seconds to make people laugh, but there's a take-home point from the video. So this 30-second clip of, me just being a jokester per se, yeah. I like it, and they enjoy it, so they'll watch it. And there's no effort on them. So they're literally just downloading a sheet of paper, tells them what to do for the week. All the resources are on the website. We make them go on the website at least once a week because they got to get that one main video, and then these 30-second clips, and there's hundreds and hundreds of recipe manuals to workout guides. So then week 2 we go into creating a workout, and we don't just have them create a workout, we have to have them customize it. So there's a plethora of questions that we do to help people customize their nutrition, their workout plans. And one of the first questions is, what are you capable of doing? The next one is like, what do you like to do? Because we're not going to do anything if we don't like it. And then there's different parts. There's cardiovascular, there's weight training, and there's non-exercise active thermogenesis, which is the active movement. And then we give them categories and how to make it in, how to put it into their life. There's calendars that help them do that as well. The third week is really great because we want to create a positive mindset, and that's week 3. The thing when we did all this research and built these over the years, we realized that you really got to balance your physiology before you really get into your mind. So if your body is just, you need them both. But if your body's really off, it's really hard to do things like gratitude and meditation and positive affirmations. When your physiology is just so off, you're so tired, you feel like garbage. So that's why we put that in week 3. So what we do is we give people different things like, hey, here's how you meditate, real easy, 3 minutes. This is a positive affirmation you could try doing it 3 times a day. This is a gratitude journal. You could write it in every day, or you could just put an application on your phone. Within that week, we teach them how to build a perfect day. When I wrote my PhD thesis, it was on building this perfect day. And the perfect day, there's a whole bunch of things in there. There's like 15 different things. But we give them small amounts every week. So then you just download this little perfect day chart, and then you could write in what you're going to do. So maybe like this morning, I woke up, I did my gratitude journal. I went outside, grounded myself out. It's New York, it's a little cold, but I did it. Got some natural sunshine in my eye. There wasn't a ton of sun. I'm in New York, but I got a little. A cold shower, and I meditated. I actually meditated first. I'm going to put those out of place. And then I always finish with my gratitude journal. So I poked 5 things in before my kids even got up this morning. Within like 40 minutes, I had all that stuff done. That's the way to start a day off. And then you plan, hey, I got to make sure I move today. I got to hydrate. I'm going to say my positive affirmation, whatever resonates with you. So we give them week 3 is create a positive mindset and build that perfect day. Week 4 is hydrating right. We give them all the tips with hydration. It's pretty simple, straightforward. But it's sleeping better, So week 3 is all about sleeping better. You have to teach people how to sleep better. And I've tracked all the different sleep techniques. I've read, I can't tell you how many books on sleep, because even genetically, I'm a very poor sleeper. So we teach people how to sleep correctly in week 3. And then they take all these tips. We teach them, like, use what you can, put them in your day planner. And then week 4, we're really starting to hone in on other things. So We talked about hydration. We talked about sleeping better. Now we would really focus on big chunks of wellness. So we would constantly tweak. By the time we get to week 4, we've done, hydration, sleeping better, moving more, exercise, eating cleaner, creating a positive mindset. They all have it, and now we're going to constantly tweak things for them. So if they get to week 4, they're good. They're gonna epigenetically change their body, and that's kind of the goal. And it's simple. We made it where people don't have to log on. But if the goal with practitioners, what I found, what happens, say somebody comes to me for a GI problem. So I start working on this with the GI problem. I say, look, you got to take care of your lifestyle. Try this little challenge. Invite one of your friends with you. It's simple. You sign up on my website, and right when you sign up, it says invite whoever you want. You could text them, you could email it to them. We give you a little code. It's simple. That person logs in, whatever time that they start the challenge, you could send it to 15 people. So sometimes they'll do it with 3 or 4 friends, and all of a sudden you have more patients in your practice because they see what you're doing.
Right.
And then obviously your practice grows from that. So that's where I've been very fortunate. One person realizes, wow, this is making a big difference. I'm gonna make an appointment to see, the other practitioners. So you can see how you could easily grow your practice, and it's all hands off. Then what we do is just do a revenue split. It doesn't cost the patients a lot of money, and I literally split the revenue with whoever signs the people up with. And I've been beta testing this in and out for about 6 years, so it's constantly being tweaked. We actually ripped the whole thing down again and just rebuilt it. And I probably have 3 more days to finish, and I'll be up and running again with it. Wow. So it's super fun and easy. So that's kind of the wellness portion. So what I wanted to do is transition into what Systemic's done for my practice. And I've worked with a lot of supplement companies, and I don't want to name names, but I was very fortunate to win different scholarships on GI training. So I do a lot with GI. I do a ton with weight loss. I'm an author of a book. It's Fat Loss, Not Weight Loss. And people come to me with weight loss all the time. I get a lot of GI clients. I've had some cancer patients, but the bulk is weight loss and GI, and that's kind of where I've been. I've been able to repair people's guts in a 6-month period, right? A 6-month period with other products and working with them 6 months. I'm telling you, with even the GI protocol, the easy, you purge them and you rebuild them, and it's 30 days. And with just as good or better results, because they're going to be compliant in 30 days. Do this for 15 days, do this for 15 days, and wow, you've just changed the person's life. So it's been really, really beneficial. And that's just one product that I'm talking about, and I keep exploring the line deeper and deeper and trying to figure out how to make it perfect for my practice.
So what you found is that with systemic formulas, a GI purge and a GI wellness 30-day protocol is a good, well-rounded, or a good place for people to have kind of a foundational beginning. The GI purge and wellness being 30 days as a GI program is not 6 months, it's a month. There's a way for it to be efficient. There's a way for you to move along quicker because of synergistic remedies. The products are as sophisticated as they are, and there's a reason why they're designed that way. And you protocol them that way, you get a more rapid benefit, realistically.
And I do like what I found is some people will come to me, they know me as, whether they knew me from, 15 years ago as a professional drug-free bodybuilder, or whether they knew me as whatever, an author or whatever. People don't know who I am. I mean, I'm getting a lot of people from out of my area. And if they have a GI issue, spend the month on the GI. And then if you want to detox them, with TCD, it's going to work. In my experience, and again, I have 8 months, but I believe I put through almost 40 people on the program at this point. So it's not a huge thing, but you take care of their gut first. And I know TCD does help with the gut. But if they have a lot of different GI issues and you take care of that gut, you just spend that little bit of time, even if it's 15 days of a wellness buildup, before TCD. I just felt like I've gotten better results that way. You build trust, you build confidence. People have digestive issues 20, 30 years. You fix them in 15 to 30 days. They're more likely to say, I'm going to use TCD. So for an example today, I had a GI client, more IBS, D, so IBS diarrhea, whatever. So more that type of thing. Been tested for a whole bunch of different things. Been tested for parasites, whatnot. But he owns a farm. He does eat sushi constantly. I said, look, let's just purge it for 15 days. Let's rebuild it for 15 days and come back. But what I did is I tested him and I did all the testing that you would use for TCD. So we do the BCS testing and the meta-oxy, and the neurotoxic questionnaire. So I have them. I have a good baseline. And then, they come back in a month. Hey, I put together a nice protocol for them. They feel 100% better. And I'm like, look, what's the next step? Let's clear your body of some toxins. Let's get rid of cellular inflammation. And it works. It works for them. And it works for us as practitioners because we're helping people. And I want to take care of the gut first, no matter what.
Gotcha.
And it's such a short amount of time. It's not 6 months anymore. It's 30 days. You could strip it down and rebuild it, with proper food, as long as they're following the nutrition as well. These things work synergistically. And that's what I found all my years of practicing, nutrition and wellness, that it's putting together all these pieces. And systemic is such a powerful line compared to others, but also when you start incorporating wellness, like, how many people do you know that just can't forgive somebody? And we teach them a simple forgiveness technique. Like I use an ancient Hawaiian spiritual technique called Ho'oponopono. So I teach people this simple phrase, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, to release this negative energy. It sounds crazy, but I've given it in stores with businesses. So I taught this lecture 35 times in 17 different stores in New York and Vermont for this huge automotive dealership. And it's the power of forgiveness. And when I came back around to do another talk in 3 weeks after I've given these series of talks, people were hugging me and crying on my shoulders, like it's changed my life. Something as simple as that. So now you think about how powerful the body is, that you could do some forgiveness, you teach them how to exercise a little bit more, you optimize their sleep, you have them eat better, and we meet them where they are. There's a lot of different nuances with eating because it's so hard to be perfect with all this stuff. But you start hitting all these categories, then you give them the proper supplementation. And I hate to even call it your line supplements because, with the different RNA, DNA factors and the herbalomics, I believe you refer to them as, and all these, how you have these synergistic products, it's different. It's like I said, if it took me 6 months to heal a digestive tract before with very good nutrition and supplement lines, how is it that I could cut it in half? And I think that's when we start weaving these things in. It just makes such a difference when you got the wellness piece, you have the right supplements down. And I'm in New York, and as an alternative medicine practitioner, I can't test anything. I can't even order Viome anymore. They just cut that off in New York. There's literally, you can't touch anything in New York. It's really tough. And I've been able to build my practice on, look, you've been diagnosed with this. These are your symptoms. Let me take care of them. And it's working. It's working at a high percentage. And I believe it's the systematic approach to using things like wellness. That's why I love the wellness protocol. You don't have to do anything. Sends them an email, teaches them everything. And we talked a lot about that, but I really simplified it. There's a leaderboard on it. You could fill out a journal every day and download it at the end of the challenge. There's badges you get as you go through the challenge. There's a whole bunch of things. We softly present that if people want to do it. We don't want them to think they have to, do that. But they're all there. You could upload your own picture. It's a super cool thing, but we just want people to use it. But when you put all these things together, it makes a huge difference. And realistically, what I did with the product line to learn it, Dr. Williams, I believe from California. The videos were a little bit long, but he goes through the whole line. I like that. It just gave me this overview. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't realize you have stuff for that. I didn't realize, And then what I did is I just took the product catalog And I've been reading through it, literally. I'm almost done with it. I actually read it, but I'm just about done with it. I think I got like a page. You read the whole thing, and it took me longer than I should have to do that. And then what I did is I got all the one sheets. I have 51 of them. So the one sheet product list, and I made them all into one PDF, and I printed them. So I'm just going to start reading them. And a lot of the stuff that you're putting out on Facebook, I've been watching those videos, and I'm learning more and more. I just watched one on pain and muscle atrophy. There's there's so many other things as well. But I mean, once you get that base down, then you start looking at these other protocols that practitioners are doing and using successfully. It's a huge. It's easier than you think. And I mean, finally, so say I worked with 4 different supplement companies over the years. Years ago, I remember having one rep at a company, and he if I had a question, I could email him, and he'd get back to me in a couple days. There's none of that left anymore, and I have called, I have emailed, and I've gotten a response usually that day pretty quickly. And that's customer service is huge. 20 years ago when I ran an ambulance service, we bought all our products on customer service. The price we really didn't. I mean, we cared about. It didn't make much of a difference to us. It was always about service. So that's a huge differentiator. When you have somebody I can call up, I call Mike and say, hey, here's what do you think? I remember that one of the first conversations we had, there was a 40-something-year-old female trying to get pregnant, and she was working with practitioners, and they said, look, you have too much inflammation, and we pushed down the whole TCD 3-month protocol, a little bit short of her window, and it worked really well for her actually. So I was able to at least bounce these things off of you. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. And what I was thinking, you said, hey, this is what I think you should do. And it actually worked better for me in the long run. So that's really invaluable to have a resource as well. You don't get that a lot. And throw a question on Facebook, you could have 15 people respond because they've done it as well. And now I've been experimenting with different supplements from your line, quite a few actually. Like NeuroStim, I love NeuroStim even for myself. I just had a lady going into the brain phase, and she's quite toxic, and I gave her NeuroStim to go along with it because I think that it's definitely going to help. I don't know yet. I gave it to her yesterday, but I'm sure that's something that's really going to help. It helped me cognitively. I don't take it every day, but I do take it quite a few times a week, and it really helps. So I've been messing around with different formulas and different things, and they work. So they definitely work. And one of the things that I found in a lot of gripes with even my own practice, it was very hard to get people in the door as much as you would want them to. When I put together my a thesis, the study I had to do for my PhD, I had to have people come in. I wanted them to come in twice a week. And then I finally got them to agree to come in once a week for only 6 weeks and, spend an hour with me. It was, nobody made all 6 appointments, nobody. It was so difficult, and knowledge is power. And that's why I said, I've always built these challenges. I said, I got to develop it where somebody wants to just learn wellness, and it's really 4 weeks. Honestly, it's 4 weeks, you're done. The other 2 weeks are real big bonuses. We'll get into metabolic flexibility and other things that are a little bit more advanced, which we talk about with TCD anyways, that would back that kind of stuff up anyways, and what I found is if they could just incorporate a little of those things, so that if you're meeting up with your client, even once a month, you're like, hey, what does your perfect day look like? You took that online course, right? Yeah. What does your perfect day like? Can you send that to me? And then I could see that and be like, wow, this is great. Did you ever think of coupling this with this? Because you'll be done in about the same time. Little things, you can meditate in your sauna. You can, what I mean? It's little things. It's from, prepping your food to hydrating right to moving more at work. And, it's these little things that you could point out as a practitioner, but we don't have the time to help them like we want to. And that's why I developed that system. You customize it new every day. Yeah. And the fun thing is they could do as little or as much as they want or as little as they want. If I run the last challenge we had, I think we had 45 people in it, probably like 45 people. And then some of the people were just full blown into it. Other people were just, they sit back and they don't do much with it, but hey, I wanted the nutrition. And I use your exercise video every morning. It just, that's what they get out of it. Other people are like, I'm in it every day. I want to upload pictures. I want to do everything, but you don't need to do that. So with the individualized ones, we scaled back on that. We made it super user friendly. Just look at your email every day. Watch a video for 30 seconds. And if you don't want to watch the video, there's like 4 sentences summarizing it. You're done. So it's more convenient. We got to make it convenient for everybody. It seems like nobody has time anymore.
Regardless if somebody is vegan, vegetarian, or if they're a carnivore, or if it's somebody who wants to do intermittent fasting, or somebody who wants to eat 6 meals a day, you can help people from all walks of life, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, they have the choice. So on week 1, you have the choice. Do you want to eat like this? You want to just alter your diet a little bit? Here's the suggested food guides. And make sure you avoid these foods like the plague. Don't eat vegetable oils. Don't eat trans fats. Things like be careful with, because research and studies and time has told us these aren't going to help you. With inflammatory issues or health or disease in general.
So. When patients learn that and they want to adhere to a program, I know that the next step that can be difficult is for them to then figure out, okay, how do I put meals together? What's the recipe for this meal and how do I do that? And so what I like is that you have already set that up as well, right? I mean, that there are actual meal plans that are already put in place.
Well, we thought that's a great point. Convenience is one. So how do we make a 5-day meal plan that's convenient? Now, when we first did it, we didn't think of all these things, 6 years ago. Then we said, okay, we're going to make these meal plans, and in the same PDF document, the recipes are there. But not only that, we want to make it super friendly. So here's what you're going to eat day 1 through 3, for example. Say it's the breakfast you're going to use for, let's say, 3 days. Your dinner from that one night is going to be your lunch the next day. Like we coupled it all throughout, where a lot of people don't have the time to prep everything perfectly. So what we wanted to do is put all the time-saving tips in there. So what is your food preferences? But really, what is your schedule like? So, for example, my last client was the CEO, and I'm going to put together a program for him, put him on this website. But he's another one. He just needs convenience. But he's a guy who hits the road. He gets first thing in the morning, he's gone. But he spends time with his daughter first thing in the morning and puts her on the bus. That's his biggest meal. It's a big meal. Then it's this plant-based smoothie with your collagen in it and certain fats and whatever fruits and vegetables. And then dinner is another big meal for him. So we teach people that, and it's right in front of your face. And we give it's cool because we kind of give a scenario. So here's day 1, this is what you do, here's how you prep it, and then this food's going to be used for day 2 and 3, and then this food's going to be used for days 1 and 2. So it just makes it easier.
Well, I think this is an invaluable, or people find this information to be invaluable, and I hope that they'll consider chiming into your wellness portal. In addition to learning from you and how you've figured out how to implement systemic formulas in such a simplified way that can help people over the long.
Yeah, they work. The goal is use stuff that works. We've messed around enough with other things, so we use the stuff that works. And if anybody's interested, maybe we can just put a little link below. My email is just my initials JK at my full name jackkunkel.com. They could just email me, and I could, like I said, it's a 50% revenue split. Get as many people as you want in there. It works really well for your patients.
So jackkunkel.com is the name of the website where they're.
And they could email me right from there as well. But my direct email is jk@jackkunkel.com.
Everyone, thanks for joining us today. If you have any further questions, you can always reach out to me directly. You can always reach out to Dr. Kunkel, as he just mentioned his contact details to his email, as well as we now know his URL of his website. And my extension is 128 at the Systemic Formulas main line, extension 128, or it's Mike info@systemicformulas.com. Either one of us, both of us, we'd love to help answer questions that may have been triggered during this conversation. So thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for your time.